So we should harvest the moon for a new potable water source. Earth is running. So your first point was Earth is running out of water. So I wanted to say that Earth is not running out of water. In fact, Earth is mostly covered in water is a well-known fact. For instance, salt water oceans make up about 71% of the Earth's surface, while the other 29% consists of continents and islands. This fact addresses the sheer surface volume, and there's more. Not all surface water exists in oceanic salt water. Much of the Earth's natural water supply comes in forms of fresh water, which takes the forms of lakes, rivers, water vapor, groundwater, and underground aquifers and springs, but also in the form of glaciers and polar ice caps. 97.5% of all the Earth's water is contained with the oceans as salt water, while the remaining 2.5% is fresh water from lakes and frozen water locked up in glaciers and in the polar ice caps. Of that fresh water, almost all of it takes the form of ice, 69% of it to be exact. If the surface was pretty smooth and the sea levels would rise to about an altitude of 2.7 kilometers if we were to melt all the ice. This was all said by Fraser Cain from Universe Today. Your subpoint 2 was harvesting water from the moon as a new potable water source. I want to say that a study done by NASA prospector attempted to find water, but failed. In attempts to generate a cloud of dust and ice water on the moon is what they tried to do, but it failed. There's been a long time speculation that there is, in fact, water ice found on the moon, but two theories suggested that water came to the Earth from comets and asteroids 3.9 billion years ago, and some of the asteroids and comets have left its marks on the moon. Craters found on the moon as proof of asteroids and comets being hit on the moon's surface. The second theory was that there's water found on the lunar polars that came from protons, but most of these molecules are lost in space due to the sunlight hitting the surface of the moon, and ultimately is lost. Sadly, these are just theories thought up by people that haven't really been proven yet. In 1994, when SDI NASA Clementine spacecraft in orbit around the moon sent radio signals into dark polar craters and found evidence of ice there. 4 years later, in 1998, the lunar prospector found similar but still inconclusive evidence of water. NASA scientists even crashed a prospector onto the moon's surface in an attempt to generate a cloud of dust and water ice, but no such cloud was detected. This was stated by Dr. Kurt Rutherford from the www.boulder.surrey.edu. Your third point was if we don't look for a new source of potable water, humanity will die. You specified within this that we need water for survival. The water is just not the base for our needs, and also that it's used to grow agriculture. Your subpoint 1 was that conserving water, which you stated as containing the water that we don't already have enough of. It's not creating a new source for future generations. I wanted to just say to you was that conserving doesn't mean it's going to create a new water source. It means that it's just going to control and regulate the sources that we already have available. Desalination was your subpoint 3 of point B, desalination, and you stated that it causes harms to the earth, more harms to the earth than it can possibly give us to live on. You say that it's expensive, but desalination may be expensive, but going to the moon and training, the time spent, the labor on the astronauts, the expense to build the rocket, and to actually successfully make this mission is just about the same price as a desalination plant. Also, you say that the byproducts is another harm and that it doesn't fix anything but would create more problems. I want to say that the byproducts of the desalination plant, like salt, is used in everyday life. We eat it with our foods. We eat, even more of it. Salt's healthy for us, stated by the nutritionfacts.com. The establishment of desalination projects will establish a new source of drinkable water. The ocean is one source of water that is truly drought-proof. In the 1970s, California has dipped its toes into ocean desalination, talking, planning, and debating. Until now, 15 desalination projects are proposed along the coast from LA to San Francisco Bay. Desalination technology is becoming more efficient, and the state is mired in its third year of drought. Many people say that the desalination creates environmental problems, but only to those of the fish populations. As technology advances, many desalination plants are looking to invest in such projects to try and reduce fish reductions in populations of marine animals by sucking in water at a slower rate and using underground pipes and mixing the salt to put back with other water that's stated by the coastal commissions. Also, your third point was that water is an essential part to humanity. Well, I want to say that alone water isn't the most essential part. There's several others, some listed as shelter, sleep, food, and oxygen would be really helpful as well. And that concludes it.